And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Usually David White, and on Fridays we sit in and have a discussion about technology investing that normally is in the second half of this hour, or the second three quarters of this hour. But we're going to kind of expand that today. We've got kind of a big subject to work out. We've talked about other opportunities in technology. I cover them in my Tech Insider newsletter. You can go and get a free 2-week trial on TFNN.com. We're also going to be showing a few graphics in here. So if you go to the front page of TFNN.com, you can go to Tiger TV and see some of the things that we're going to show here. But we really got something new, and I wanted to add it. In my Tech Insider, we're basically covering several new sectors that are going to offer tremendous growth in technology out there, and we're going to be basically trading those in that newsletter. Already we have holdings in solid-state drives, which replace standard hard drives out there. Internet standards changes. We have 3D printing. We have replacements for batteries that are much better, that'll basically recharge 1 million times. And we're going to be offering something new in the future out here. It may take up to a year before some of these things develop that we're talking today. But something happened that actually changed the way that I think about computing out there. And I want to go back to the January 1975 cover of Popular Electronics. On the cover, if you're watching on Tiger TV, you're going to see a picture. And it says, the world's first microcomputer kit to rival commercial models. The Altair 8800, save over $1,000. What this was the first computer that you could actually buy and put together if you were somebody at home. I actually did that probably about 9 months later, 10 months later, but it was the first computer that actually worked and did something. Didn't do much, flashed some lights. I think I ended up with about $1,200 in it, a little less than what I used to buy my first car. But being a techie and someone who had already built some ham radios, had been playing with my slide rules. Yes, we had those back in those days. Even before pocket calculators really got to be something out there. Seeing the cover of Popular Electronics that day, I knew something had drastically changed. As a kind of a guy that was really into all that kind of electronic stuff already, it was probably, I had goosebumps when I saw it. Now, could I tear into the magazine and start reading about it as soon as possible? I wasn't the only one. There were two guys in San Francisco. Later started a company called Apple. There was also another young guy out here, and his name basically is the same guy that ended up making Microsoft out there. So as we go through this, these new products, sometimes they're not as fancy or exciting as a lot of people think they were, but this is generally credited as the first computer out there that really changed and drove the microcomputer or PC industry out there. Basically, Microsoft was started. One of the first products that they had out was it was a basic compiler for this computer out there, but it basically got and dragged in most of the people that were in the industry that made it what it was. Now I'm going to jump ahead to May 25th, 2011 out here, and I saw probably what is the equivalent of that cover, and that was a press release from a company called D-Wave. D-Wave basically is a company working on quantum computers out there. And what's the difference between a regular computer and a quantum computer? I'm going to try to easily explain that this day. It is something that can make your eyes want to bleed and make your head want to explode if you go at it too hard. Einstein said that if you know a subject well enough, you should be able to explain it to an 11-year-old just as easy as a 30-year-old. So I'm going to try to break this down and make it fairly simple. Quantum computers rely on the physics of individual atoms out there. And why is this important? They behave just a little bit differently than most people believe that the way matter in the world should operate. We're going to kind of explain this very simply. To begin with, think that you have a quarter, and you place that quarter on the desktop. That quarter can be either a heads or a tails. It's either, and that's basically the way classical computers, or computers up to this point, have all worked. Heads or tails, male or female, on or off. Each smallest part of the information that it works on is either a yes or no. Everybody's heard, well, that's binary, all that. And that's basically the way they worked. No real big problem. But now we're facing problems that become absolutely huge in the scope of things. Global warming models, working with hydrostatic pressure in jet engines that operated 100,000 feet. Basically, the origin of the Big Bang. We have a lot of scientific problems, and including biological problems, DNA sequencing, other things that are incredibly complex and large and can't even be done in several lifetimes in some of the cases of these problems out there. So we have quantum computers. They're a little different. Imagine the quarter being basically on the table, either heads or tails. Then you pick it up, and now you flick the edge of it and you see it spin. There's only a heads or tails on it, but basically you see both of them spin by. Although it is spinning, it is neither heads nor tails. It is both. And that's the first kind of thing that you really need to get around in quantum computing, is that the original example is one of a cat that's in a box. And you don't know whether the box contains a cat that's alive or dead. That is the classical example, and it dates back, I think, 60 or 70 years. It's a little hard on people, but better to understand that the spinning quarter, I think, is a better example. That is that it is, you're both seeing heads and tails, but it is neither, and it is both. Why is this important? That is that a regular bit of information, a classical computer, basically, as you add additional bits, you get more numbers. One of the things that happens when you're using quantum bits, which are called qubits out there, is they operate a lot like the penny problem. If you remember, sometime in your life, someone would have said something like, okay, would you rather have $1 million today, or I'll give you a penny and double that amount every single day for the next 30 days? Well, if you did the first one, you'd end up with $1 million, and not a bad deal. The other way, on the 30th day, you would have about $5.3 million. So compounding is a huge issue. One of the things that we want to look at is quantum bits operate the exact same way. If you have one quantum bit, you basically have the equivalent of one bit, just like a regular bit. But if you add two quantum bits, you actually square the amount of numbers that you can work at. Exactly the same as the penny issue. On the first day, you have 1 penny. On the second day, you have 2 pennies. On the third day, you have 4 pennies. On the fourth day, you have 8 pennies. On the fifth day, you have 16 pennies. So each qubit out there that you add actually starts to double the amount of numbers that you can work on at any one time. The example I gave in my newsletter a few weeks ago is, let's expect that we need to do, or we have a problem. We've got the human cannonball. We want to figure out how much gunpowder we need to put in to shoot him a certain distance at all the different angles and all the different amount of powder that we can put in that human cannonball gun out there. So as we do this, classically we would go back and figure out every maybe degree that the gun barrel could be angled from level. We would probably also try to put something in like the amount of powder based on the ounces, maybe 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 3 ounce, and we would try them all. The difference in quantum computing is that a quantum bit like this would know just 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 3 ounces. It may know all of them at once between 0 and 45 pounds. It may know all the angles instantly between 0 and 45. So instead of doing one thing at a time, it basically can do many things at a time. What really changed that May 25th was that the first quantum computer was sold. That quantum computer was sold to Lockheed Martin, and gives you an idea that people are ready to start spending money on this technology. This is absolutely incredibly powerful technology that the ramifications are just starting to get pushed out. I think for the first part, or at least in the early part out here, we're going to find out that these find military and industrial complex uses. To give you an idea, the basic theorists behind quantum encryption, or encrypting data out there, getting passwords, and basically decrypting information, much like we did in World War II with the Japanese and German Enigma machines. Basically, 32 qubits would be enough to break any code currently available. This new computer that Lockheed Martin has bought has 128 qubits from the beginning. The company is D-Wave, and I'm showing a little slide out here. The thing is about the size of a bus. Actually, probably more like a van from the 70s out there, maybe a little taller. The thing's about 10 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet and 10 feet tall. And we're going to get into a little bit about how this thing's built. But the ramifications and that the market has changed forever, I don't think is in question. We've seen the first machine sold just like we did in January of 1975, and I don't think anything's going to be the same in high-end computing for the rest of my life. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about how this is going to play out.
Tiger University's Tiger Trading Tracks is your blueprint to building a solid foundation of comprehensive trading tools. An in-depth educational program, Tiger Trading Tracks features a step-by-step process for understanding the markets and creating success strategies for your trading. The Tiger Trading Track journey will prepare you to adapt and develop a personal trading and investing strategy that will perform best for you. While you can't control the markets you trade, a Tiger Trading Tracks education will allow you to understand your personal trading and investing needs and what markets are best suited for you. Now is the time for you to travel your path to financial independence. Follow your Tiger Trading Track to trading and investment success. Go to tigeruniversity.com and click on Tiger Trading Track in the navigation bar. Choose the course that most interests you and begin your education today.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Direction Shares Leverage ETFs fuse the benefits of exchange-traded funds with the innovation you expect from Direction, providing investors with opportunities to magnify their short-term perspective, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. Direction Shares ETFs to the power of X. To learn more about Direction Shares, click on the Direction banner on the front page of TFNN.com or call 866-476-7523. There is no guarantee that the funds will achieve their objective. The ETFs are not suitable for all investors and should be utilized only by sophisticated investors who understand short-term trading, leverage risk, consequences of seeking daily leverage investment results, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. An investor should consider the investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses of Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus contains this and other information and can be obtained at directionshares.com. Please read the prospectus carefully before investing. Distributed by Foresight Fund Services, LLC. You've heard Bud Rolfs give his expert technical analysis of the stock market on the radio. Now you can have his superior trading advice and his best stock picks delivered right to your desktop every week with his newsletter, The Torch. Using his own trademarked Warpath trading system, Bud will help you to increase your odds of making and saving money in the markets with powerful stock selection, stock analysis, and trading plan strategies. Published every Monday morning, each issue of The Torch features full-color charts in an easy-to-follow format. You will also receive not only the big picture of what's going on in the major markets and critical sectors, but also featured stock picks with complete trading plans and technical setups, as well as the Subscribers Corner, where Bud analyzes stocks submitted by subscribers. Visit TFNN.com today and receive your 2-week free trial of The Torch. That's a $75 value. Sign up now and make sure you receive all the great market analysis and winning trade ideas in every action-packed issue of The Torch from Bud Rolfs.
Win free silver all summer long during our Great Panther Silver Summer Silver Giveaway. Starting Tuesday, June 21st through Labor Day, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only. One lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for more information. Win free silver all summer long during our Great Panther Silver Summer Silver Giveaway. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
As we come back, we were discussing quantum computing out here and why it's important. I just want to, say that this is kind of the introduction of computers, kind of the early 60s of computers out there for quantum computing. But my guess is that there's such a demand for the Fortune 500 companies, military and governments out here, that this is going to be one of the next big land grabs. And we've talked a little bit about innovation and what the most important thing in innovation in a new company is to do, and that is ship. Normally, you can start making money, you can start working on your product, but the most important thing of all is to ship. Ship early, ship quickly, get it out the door. At this point, you're going to start making money. You're also going to get mind share. You're also going to basically be the go-to guys. When you have somebody entrenched, it's 10 times harder to go after them and basically knock them out. Also, you're burning money while they're actually shipping a product and making money. Also, the product doesn't have to be perfect if no one else has anything. The first buying criteria for everybody is, does it satisfy a need? Later on, we'll be worrying about whether the quantum computer is in black or white or has a Gorilla Glass for the front page of it, like a iPod or an iPhone out there. Right now, the only thing that matters to Lockheed Martin is that they can work and do some work that nothing else out there can. These kind of tools for scientists are going to be critical for making the new developments that we're going to see over the next 20 or 30 years. We've gotten pretty far down the line, and basically now the things that are very small, otherwise known as quantum mechanics, are going to be things that make America go into the next generation of technology out there. A lot of people, this can be a area and a sector that's very hard. It doesn't have to be. Hopefully, I've explained the basics of it, and that is just that as it use quantum bits, they square as they go along. But you can really see just the power of quantum computing and the willingness for someone to shuck out what I think is probably $50 or $100 million for the first quantum computer out there. They haven't disclosed the amount of money. It is the size of a bus. There are some problems with making it very small. Basically, when you look at this thing, what you're going to find out is almost all of that box is shielding. One stray X-ray is enough to change the calculations in a quantum computer. So these things are very tiny. They actually have made individual little chips for each quantum bit. But those have to be isolated from both shock, because you can basically stand next to something like this and jump up and down and break the quantum entanglements. So very much like the very beginning of the computer industry, where you had to have a blockhouse and you had people watching it all the time. It's not going to be in your watch anytime soon. But in the next 20 years, probably in the foreseeable future, we're going to see products very, very small that do work on quantum mechanics out there. We already have some, like the hard drive you have in your computer today, already works on spintronics. Without it, we wouldn't see the kind of data of having a 100 gigabytes or a terabyte or even 2 terabytes on a drive. We'd be stuck back in the 500 megabytes to gig on one hard drive. These quantum mechanical effects already are in place for you to use in things that are available today. So the quicker we understand them as investors out there, the better we're going to be able to do in finding companies that are going to have growth capabilities like we saw in Intel and Microsoft. This week we've seen what happens when companies don't keep up with technology out there. RIM's a perfect example. When you don't go after the kind of markets that are what's coming in the future, you will perish fairly quickly. I think RIM decided that the business was the only thing they wanted to be in, and everybody was going to be happy with a small RIM device out there. And we saw them basically make a market for Apple. They basically worked on the whole idea, the structure of it, and Apple came along, innovated, and basically ate their lunch in basically a very few short years out here. We see that time and time again, and we're going to be talking more about innovation and how it works, and also the basics of marketing high technology and why we had a stock out there, an IPO, absolutely get slaughtered this week.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading in the gold market. If you're an investor in gold or any of the gold mining equities, this newsletter is an essential tool that can help you become a better trader in the gold market. The Gold Report comes out every Monday with complete coverage of the entire gold market, including the XAU, HUI, the dollar, the bond, the rand, as well as more than 35 different mining equities. For the low price of $150, you will receive 13 weeks of the Gold Report, or you can order up to a full year for under $500. If you'd like to find out more about the Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com, or for more information, call our office at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Timing the Trade Charts is a complete charting software package that brings together all the tools that you need to analyze stocks using Tom O'Brien's Timing the Trade methodology in one easy-to-use application. For the low yearly rate of $449, Timing the Trade Charts automatically computes swing points, ABCs, Fibonacci retracement levels, confluence, gaps, and much more. Timing the Trade Charts is now available at TFNN.com, and you can download it and try it risk-free for 7 days. We're so confident that you'll love this this new charting software package that we're offering a 30-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. If you're not completely satisfied with this software, just let us know within 30 days and you'll get a complete refund. In order to take advantage of this great offer, log on to TFNN.com and click on the Timing the Trade Charts banner or call our office at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
Great Basin Gold is an international gold mining company with 2 producing mines in the world's most prolific gold mining areas, the Hollister Gold Mine on the Carlin Trend in Nevada and the Burnstone Gold Mine in the Wits Basin in South Africa. The Burnstone Mine is a low-cost, long-life, shallow mine that is a company builder, and the Hollister Mine is one of the world's highest-grade ore bodies being mined today. Burnstone offers a huge re-rating potential by producing in the 4th quarter, and Hollister represents a tremendous and very exciting exploration opportunity. With annual production of 165,000 ounces of gold in 2010, 260,000 in 2011, and 330,000 ounces of gold in 2012, Great Basin is poised to become a leading mid-tier gold producer. Great Basin Gold has resources of over 13 million ounces, exceptional organic growth potential at its current mines, and greenfield operations in Tanzania and Mozambique. Great Basin has strong management and a commitment to deliver exceptional value and cash flow to its shareholders while acting responsibly toward its surrounding communities. To find out more about Great Basin Gold, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the American Stock Exchange, symbol GBG.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. My new book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, is for sale at Amazon.com for only $18.40.
We are talking technology today. This is David White, and I write the Tech Insider. We're on this Friday. Basically, the market's closed. We've got a few days to think about it. We like to talk about investing out here, a little bit more long range, a little less immediate out there, and also learn some lessons, especially in technology, about how things work out there. In the meantime, if you'd like to call and discuss your technical stock, call 877-927-6648, and internationally at 727-445-1044. We'll discuss the fundamentals of maybe a stock that you want to talk about, what the future looks like for it, and not technically, but basically fundamentally. What do they have going for them? Is their story going to change? Are they going to do well? One of the stocks that went public this week was Pandora, and I did a little research on it. I have a radio show on this, TFNN.com, every morning at 9 o'clock Eastern. Before it went public on Wednesday, I basically said that I would have loved to short it at any time that I could. Of course, you can't short IPOs normally for 30 days at most brokers. But it just was a huge standout in that it was such a bad stock to go public. Even before I dug into the financials out here, there was one rule, and probably the Bible of technology marketing is called Inside the Tornado from Jeffrey Moore. It came out around 1990. He's written several editions after that. But I've always kept my original book out here. It made me and helped me distill my thoughts in making all the products and being a product manager, hiring people, understanding what needed to be done, how to advertise, and how to bring a product along, especially in early adopters. People that will use things basically only for their use out there before they become a commodity and everybody needs them to be a certain color. And normally in technology, that's where the bulk of the money's made. It's not made for the people that come in at the beginning. But when you start seeing early adopters out there that are willing to buy something like a Model T, and you can get any color as you want, black, that's probably a good example. By the time you get people painting the colors, the cars, a whole lot of different things, it starts changing. We do have Barb from Seattle. We'll get back to Panera here in just a little bit. But we have Barb from Seattle, and she wants to talk about MIPS out there.
Yeah,
how you doing, Barb?
Thank you for taking my call.
Okay.
I'd like a good entry point for this stock.
Now, are you talking about investing, or are you talking about just trading it?
Probably investing, or a little of both, maybe.
Okay, I'm going to say that MIPS has a huge problem. And I've gone through this on my radio show several times, so bear with me for those people who have heard it before. The new way of making processors out there is including a thing called a GPU, which is a graphics processor unit. Everybody's put probably a graphics card in their computer at one time or another, and everybody's seen Intel inside or AMD as the central processing unit. The next version of all these things is called an APU, an all-purpose processing unit. The problem that a couple companies out here like MIPS have and like ARMS have is they don't have a graphics division of their company to put those two things together. If you don't need any graphics out of anything, you don't need a product to really have a nice screen with a user interface or anything, MIPS might be okay. The problem is that the cost and expense of putting these graphic processors on yet another card, getting them off the bus, and moving them around. ARMS Holdings, and if you look at NVIDIA, NVDA, they're just the opposite side. Can you hang on through the break?
Sure. Thank you.
We're going to talk about the problems that these companies that don't have a dance partner in this new war of APUs are going to have when we come back.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
See, what we weighted that was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And this is David White sitting in for Tom O'Brien. We're talking technology, and we've been on the phone with Barb from Seattle. We're talking about MIPS. One of the problems with MIPS is the same problem that NVIDIA has as a graphics chip maker out there. That is that the new chips that are coming along are called APUs. They have both a graphics processor and the central processor that we've known forever that Intel's been famous for, and AMD. Both AMD and Intel have gotten knee-deep into putting both these processors, the general processor or the graphics processor and the central processor, together in one chip. This can basically drop the amount of power that these need by half. Also reduces the price by about 7/10 by putting them in the same chip. And when you get companies like MIPS out here and NVIDIA that don't have the dance partner or don't have in-house graphics processing know-how, it looks like the road is not going to be a very long one out here, in my opinion. I can't recommend MIPS until they come up with some kind of answer that basically has them both have the graphics processing and the central processor in one unit. MIPS was actually really famous for having their reduced instruction set processor, which is very close to the graphics processors out there. They should be able to have done very well, and they really haven't come out with anything that competes with the marketplace. Does that kind of answer your question?
Boy, it sure does. Thank you very much.
I would just be worried about them. I know that they've got a very kind of a narrow market that they appeal to, because you can go to a variety of other companies out there. But my guess is that the big growth is going to be probably in AMD over the next 12 months. They've been hit pretty hard, just like Intel and the rest out here. But AMD has one thing that everybody else doesn't, and that is a pretty good order flow coming in. It's being absolutely hammered out here, but they actually continue to get order after order for new laptops. Intel's combination processor was basically dead on arrival. Their next one is not going to be out until sometime next fall, and it may be good enough to kill AMD then, or actually supplant them. But for the next 6 months, I think AMD is going to have a fairly good order flow. The problem with AMD is they can't find anybody willing to take the helm as the CEO because the board didn't like what he was doing. I think they actually have a great product mix. Unless something else I don't see out there, I think this thing is going to be one of the big winners over the next 12 months. I would recommend that you wait, not jump on AMD if you're looking for an investment, and you might see this thing make some decent signals next week. But keep an eye on AMD. I would rather be in that than MIPS.
Okay. Thank you very much for your help.
You bet.
Bye-bye.
We're going to get back to thanks for the call, Barb. We're going to get back to Pandora. Pandora was a music service. It went public this Wednesday out there. But we talked about Inside the Tornado, Jeffrey Moore's book. Anybody investing in technology for themselves, I would highly recommend that they get it. It's the marketing side of technology. Gives you a good idea of the product cycles that technology goes through. But one of the two rules that he's found that are basically the hard and fast rules out there, one of them is that you really don't go after anybody that's bigger than you. And he has a fairly decent rule out there that you don't go after any product segment that is bigger than your projected sales. If you look at at that company now. I think they're doing about $56 million in the last quarter. They also lost money. They doubled their sales, but still couldn't make any money. Let's say that they're going to make money in the future. My problem still is they're a $200 million a year company going against iTunes, which is selling about $1.3 billion a year in just iTunes. The first rule that he proposes is you never go after anybody that's that much bigger than you are. If your total income is less than what they spend on actually producing a product, you're in big trouble. And that was my red herring out there, to know that Pandora, I can't even say it now, that it was going to be a huge problem out there for a music service. Now they're streaming, and with iTunes you're buying it, but how far, if they really became a threat, how much of a threat could they be? Apple could probably do what they're doing in a matter of 3 months and basically close them down. That is Pandora, thanks to my guy in the office out there. I just have a mental blank sometimes, not as sharp as I was when I was 20, 30 years ago. But anyway, when we look at Pandora, there were a lot of issues out there. I think what we also want to be watching for are a lot of these IPOs that are coming out. We know that Facebook is probably going to be the big one, and it's going to be out here in the, I don't know, the next 6 months or so. I think that they're developing that market out there. There's already some that are showing some big problems. Groupon got an offer from Google for about $6 billion. They turned them down. I think that's going to be one of those offers, much like Yahoo being bought by Microsoft, that they're going to curse the day that they said no. Groupon has a problem in that the CEO's been involved in many businesses where he basically took all the investors' money. So Groupon is suspect to begin with because of the ownership of it. But one of the other problems is easily stated in most business books, and that is, what are the barriers to entry? So what are the barriers to entry for Apple getting into Pandora's business? Almost none. They already have and do work with everybody in the music industry. I just can't see it. It is something where they've doubled their business. They still can't make any money. And they always have the 800-pound gorilla ready to swat them anytime they're ready. The stock, I think, closed out about $13.43. On Wednesday, during the spike, it was $23. So it's getting close to being, 40%, 38% down, something like that. We really have to watch these stocks out there, especially companies like Groupon coming along. There are going to be some very good IPOs out there. There's also going to be some very bad ones.
For some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today. Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Hi, folks, this is Tom O'Brien. My new book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, is for sale at Amazon.com for only $18.40.
And as we come back, we're ready for the last segment here. I just wanted to remind everybody you can go to TFNN.com and get a free 2-week trial of any of our newsletters, I believe. But you might want to look at the Tech Insider this week. I'll probably be adding another stock. I found one that has gotten tremendous support out there. It's done very well. It's broken out. It's pretty much finished its consolidation. And I suspect next week we're going to have a washout where everybody's going to throw even the bad babies out with the good babies next week, and we're going to get a good buy on it. If you want to look at what I'm looking at, and that's the Semiconductor Holders Trust, symbol is SMH out here. We've gone below the low, and that low is from March 16th out there that had 23 million shares. We've gone below that with lighter volume out there. We had a little bit stronger volume out here today, but still 16 million shares to 23 million on the Semiconductor Holders Trust. We've seen that in the technology sector, the XLK, I think, and we've seen it in some of the other stocks that we've been looking at. I've got a laundry list for both my daily newsletter for trading and my investment newsletter, but I'm going to be thinking about this investment probably over the weekend. But it's probably the best looking stock I've seen in the market. It also fits exactly with my investing principles, and I think we'll be adding that Tuesday or Wednesday next week. It is in the internet field, and it's one of the few very bright spots out there. We've got 4 positions in the newsletter right now. 3 of the 4 are doing okay. 2 of those are doing well. Even in this big pullback, they've shown a remarkable resilience and staying power. The old saying is, it's not a stock market, but a market of stocks. And I think we're going to be picking up stocks that regardless of the market direction over the long time, these stocks have compelling reasons for them to be going up on huge earnings potentials out there. So we're watching those. Some of the other stocks, that even the one we had that's not doing well, showed pretty good support here today. But we'll be watching those and some of the others. Get into next week. Monday and Tuesday are options rollovers days. I suspect that we're going to see a big push down and that washout during those days. A lot of times, if the market's going to change directions, the market participants, the big guys of the street, are only too willing to go out there and push it down a little farther. At that point, they can start getting their puts and their calls all rolled over, and also get out of the existing positions they were at and set it up for probably the rest of the summer out here. We have a good indication that we may have made a bottom out here with lighter volume in a lot of the technology stocks. They've been hit the hard and probably the best sales prices out there we're going to see for a while. If they've already busted down a little farther, that gives you good indication that they weren't as strong as you thought. If they can hold up through all the selling for the last 6 weeks, I think you've probably got a winner out there. If no one will sell, no matter how bad the market is, pretty good indication that there's nobody left in there willing to sell. So keep an eye on that next week. But I think Monday, Tuesday, by Wednesday, I think we're probably going to have a good answer out there for the market. We're probably going to have all the bad news in. And just remember, when the world's coming down and everybody's screaming sell, that's generally the time you want to be thinking about going long. I think we've got a lot of shorts out there. Could have a wicked, even 2 or 3 day short squeeze out here that could make you a lot of money in a very short amount of time. So also make sure you catch my radio show during the week every morning at 9 Eastern out there on TFNN.com. And you can always watch the charts that we work on and annotate and show you what we're looking at on Tiger TV. Just go to TFNN.com, the front page, and check us out there. You all have a great day, a safe day, and a wonderful weekend.